News, rumors and opinions Sunday, August 24, 2025. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. KTFA. Frank 26. Are you going to do it at 1310? F26 Al-Ghariri. Iraq is now in an advanced position to join the World Trade Organization. August 21, 2025 Baghdad, Minister of Trade Athir Al-Ghariri announced that Iraq has completed the technical files required to join the World Trade Organization. Al-Ghariri said in a statement, Iraq has completed all the technical files required to join the World Trade Organization. After a negotiation process that extended for more than 20 years, during which Iraq faced many challenges and delays, he added, this achievement was made during the term of the current government. With an intensive qualitative effort that exceeded what was achieved in the previous stages combined, stressing, Iraq is now in an advanced position paving the way for completing the requirements for full membership. The Minister of Trade explained, the national team concerned with accession, in coordination with the relevant ministries and sectoral bodies and in partnership with international institutions, has completed the review and update of all technical files, which included the Foreign Trade System Memorandum, the Legislative Implementation Plan, Agricultural Support Tables, the Import Licenses File, Customs Valuation, in addition to the Sanitary and Phytosanitary (SPS) files and Technical Barriers to Trade (TBT). He continued, the team also prepared accurate answers to 175 questions and inquiries submitted by the member states of the organization, while the Iraqi customs system was updated to the latest version in line with international standards and enhances Iraq's readiness for the next stages. He stressed, the files will be officially submitted to the World Trade Organization Secretariat through diplomatic channels, in preparation for holding the next meeting of the working group. Frank 26. That percentage requires a new exchange rate, F26 Al-Sudani's advisor. Iraq's external debt is at its lowest level in history, not exceeding 10% of GDP. August 23, 2025 Baghdad. The Prime Minister's advisor for economic affairs, Mazhar Mohammad Saleh, revealed that external public debt in all its forms is at its lowest level in the history of public finance. Mazhar Mohammad Saleh said, the Iraqi economy is one of the most cash-generating economies with high financial flexibility to meet the liquidity requirements of the economy in general, and the liquidity of public finances in particular, despite the rentier economic difficulties the country is facing due to external geo-economic factors witnessed worldwide and the Middle East in recent months. Regarding external public debt, Al-Sudani's advisor explained that in all its forms, sovereign and commercial, it is currently at its lowest level in the country's public finance history, with the portion due to be repaid by 2028 not exceeding 5% of GDP, or approximately $9 billion. He pointed out that adding the long-term external debt to the debt due above, it does not exceed 10% of the GDP, and a total of approximately $18 to $20 billion. Regarding borrowing procedures, Mazhar Mohammad Saleh explained that based on the strong fiscal space provided by fiscal policy for domestic borrowing and repayment, public finances have resorted to borrowing from the domestic market to meet public spending needs when necessary. He added, the domestic debt stands at nearly 92.2 trillion dinars, some of which has accumulated over previous years. Today's domestic debt is borrowed from the local financial market to finance the government's financial leverage due to the drop in oil prices to below the rate stipulated in Federal General Budget Law No. 13 of 2023. The amended three-year budget. He noted that about 47% of this domestic public debt is in the central bank's investment portfolio, backed by high foreign reserves approaching $100 billion, adding that the total domestic and external debt as a percentage of GDP does not exceed 40%, which is within the global safe range of 60% of GDP. Therefore, Iraq's public debt as a whole falls within the criteria of international financial and economic stability. Mazhar Mohammad Saleh warned of expanding debts, and that a disciplined policy must be adopted to maximize resources, especially non-oil ones. As part of the current government program, he emphasized that Iraq is one of the countries keen to repay its foreign debts within the public spending allocations in the annual general budget. Therefore, it has enjoyed a stable credit rating from the credit rating agency since the adoption of that sovereign rating in 2016 and up to the present time, within the framework of a periodic evaluation conducted every 6 months and periodically by the international credit rating agencies Fitch Global and S&P for countries around the world. Nader from the Mideast question: when will the lower denominations drop? When the CBI make a decision? Nobody knows that. They're there but they're not out. Whenever they make decision to get them out, they will drop them. They will just drop them. MNT Goat article. Baghdad and Erbil on the verge of a historic agreement. Oil, salaries, and non-oil revenues are close to being resolved. Frank 26 Oliver Wyman has extended the deadline from August 31st until the 28th of September concerning banks' liquidity. Many will say, oh, no, this is the end of the world. Bad news. Terrible. They didn't do what they were supposed to do, again. This is actually very good. Donald Trump is not playing any more games with anyone, especially with the monetary reform of Iraq. If Sadani and the CBI had not pleased Donald Trump enough to the point where he would say, forget about it, we're shutting it all down. That's what would have happened. Instead, you have an extension by Oliver Wyman and Trump. He says, you're going in the right direction with the monetary reform. You are pleasing me. If they weren't, this deadline would not have been extended. IQD versus VND: What investors must know. Adu Matrix. August 24, 2025. The Iraqi dinar, IQD, and the Vietnamese dong, VN, are two of the most talked about currencies in today's forex and investment world. In this video, we break down the latest news on both currencies, explain how global events are shaping their value, and show how investors could potentially profit from trading IQD and VND. You'll learn how Iraq's political stability, oil revenues, and regional tensions influence the dinar, and why Vietnam's currency is hitting record lows against the US dollar. We'll also explore how traders use forex strategies and even gold as a hedge to protect against currency weakness. Whether you're curious about the future of the Iraqi dinar, watching the Vietnamese dong, or want to understand how forex trading works, this video gives you the insights you need. Listen to the full version on the official dinarreport.com website and become our supporter on Patreon. Source: Dinar Recaps.